Right. Okay, so basically what happened yesterday with that trade that I actually exited out of this trade. So it was like 5:30, it was chopping around for ages and ages and ages, and it was just a lot of stress being inside of the trade for such a long time as well, especially with this type of price action, it just going back and forth for so long. So I ended up actually exiting out when it came back to my entry right here. The worst part of it is that I had my stop trailed to this high, so I was only risking £13 with my take profit being down here for 70, but I was going to leave a runner as well. Looks like it would have worked out quite well, but what I've also just noticed here on the weekly is that we've just rebalanced a weekly fair value gap on NAS. So we dumped lower and we've come and reached this, we've reached into this weekly fair value gap. So literally all of that's been filled now, pretty much. So now that's been rebalanced, I can definitely say we're going to be looking for higher prices. There's no like market structure shift, anything significant on the daily that would indicate a change in market direction. Still very, very bullish. There was a lot of red folder news that opened up yesterday which actually propelled price down there very aggressively. That doesn't necessarily mean, because of how fast it moved down, that we're going to continue to go down. I assume that we're going to continue to build structure. We do have this sort of trend going on here still. I don't really use trend lines, but there is that, I suppose. If we go into the 4 hour, do you know what it was that made me look at that weekly fair value gap? Is I saw this series of fair value gaps 1, 2, 3, and I was like, that probably makes up a weekly FEG. So I looked into that. So yeah, we dropped into that weekly FEG. Asian session started consolidating and building structure to the upside. London session starting to push higher. We have this buy side liquidity just right above here that was created prior to the Asian session. That appears to have not been taken right there, but I'm actually going to see if I can pull up the futures. So yeah, it looks like this buy side liquidity here hasn't been taken yet, so I assume that we're going to continue to build structure up there. We've just come back to this equilibrium right here. Yeah, so equilibrium of this low to high. See if there's any 50. Yep, that's what I thought. So I was looking on the 5 minute, there's no significant FEGs right there in discount, but zooming out to the 15 minute, we do have this big 15 minute bullish SMT that is in discount. So if that's the draw, we'll continue to build structure to the upside. we've swept a lot of liquidity as well. I just want to see what this would look like. Obviously that's very terrible. It feels like consequent encroachment. Where's the RR now? Yes, it's not. That's not good. Is there any? That's the bullish FEG. I don't necessarily need to have my stop all the way at the swing low, to be honest. I mean, after that displacement to the upside, we've got this buy-side liquidity down here. I just want to gauge some type. Of reaction before I get into this though. I just want to see us close above this bearish FEG right here. I have to have my stop. Yeah, it's not worth it. This doesn't. Is there anywhere I can put my stop that's in a better place? And that's not viable. You know, we're closing above these bearish FEGs quite a lot. just having a look. Need a little bit more than that. But my stop would have to be probably on this swing low, in all fairness. Now that FEG's been filled, I don't expect to come back there, but obviously gonna need an entry off of this. Got 1 minute. Okay, we're starting to displace higher now. We also did just come down, sweep this low right down here as well. So now low's been swept. All I'm really looking for now is an entry. Obviously I can't take that. I either get filled here at 1 to 2 or I don't. I'm gonna stick limit by. Stick a limit by 5 there. Actually, do limit by 4. So I either get filled there or I don't. I'm gonna set it up over here as well. Okay. So we displaced above this high right here to the left. Obviously we filled that weekly FEG down below. We continued to build structure to the upside. We then dropped lower. Prior to taking buy side liquidity, we took out this low. We filled in, what did we fill in? Wasn't it a 15-minute FEG that was in discount? Boom, we filled that. So right when we came back into this FEG right there, I went long. Where did I put my stop? I've put in my stop right below the candle that expanded towards the upside. What is the reason for that? Because first off, there's this FEG right here that is in, obviously, protecting my stop. I have this bullish order block right here, which is in the way of my stop again. So I've got two PD arrays in the way of my stop. So hopefully we can see a fast move up. But yeah, 2.5% risk on this account. So have entered into the trade on my prop account as well. What I'm most likely going to end up doing is, okay, my stop is supposed to be, let me go with that. Stop is supposed to be right there. It's supposed to be just a nice 1 to 2. Okay, stops at break even. We filled the FEG. I don't expect us to come back down. I feel like one of the bad habits that I've been having recently if I keep letting the trades come back and reverse on me. So I'm more than happy for it to stop me at a break even, and I'll get back into the trade if I still think the trade is still valid. But if that's already been filled, we shouldn't come back down there. And if we come back down there, that's an indicator of bad price action. And in that case, I kind of want to get stopped out for break even on that trade. So I'm going to see how this goes, but I definitely need to be cutting my losers short, letting my winners run. I feel like it's a very bad habit of mine, because I'll sit and draw down for a long time and it's just not necessary. But 200 risk on this, so did lower my risk now that I'm under the threshold on the account, the initial starting balance. I mean, I'd rather we didn't come back down and see if it actually makes sense for us to do that. I mean, it doesn't make sense for us to come and do that. But if it does that, then that's an indicator of bad price action, consolidation. So this is a risk-free trade now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do the same on my personal account, because I can't be forgetting about I'm trading on 2 accounts at the same time, so I have to watch for both of those. Manage them both accordingly. Should have a look at the news calendar now. So at 1:30 PM there was red folder news. Doesn't look like there was, but so I suppose that's what the news has done, is it just made price action choppy. It didn't really propel it sharply in one direction. That's fine. Is it really how it reacted though to red folder unemployment claims? .1:30 PM in my time. Really didn't do much. Okay, well there's not really any further news after this that's going to affect price too much. There is that 3 PM medium impact existing home sales thing. I don't think that's going to do anything. So yeah, I just want a sharp move higher. I am pissed about missing that short from yesterday because it was the obvious play. I just X'd out just because of fear and impatience, I guess. I had very little risk on the table. I think I was just staring at the chart for too long and should have just let it be. Okay, let's focus a little bit more on ES now. Now that those trades are both risk-free, we can have a look at ES. Or the S&P. See where we drop to on the weekly. Okay, so ES did have a weekly fair value gap lower, but it's traded through that, and it's now in consequent encroachment. It's sitting inside of this big weekly order block right now. But I don't expect it to come below here, because this is an order block right here, and then this is also the closing price of this order block. So this order block right here, that is one bullish order block in itself, but then so is this series of candles. Those are both bullish order blocks, so it makes sense if that's the high of this order block below, and then that also is the low of this closing price of this order block. That would make sense for price to not go below there. So I'll mark that out as a bullish order block. I don't expect ES to go below there. There's no daily change in the state of delivery on ES either, so that looks fine. Again, on ES there's nothing that would indicate us to continue to dump lower. ES has already taken this buy side liquidity right here to the left, so currently that means that there is actually bearish SMT in play between the two assets. So actually I don't particularly like the bearish SMT that is in play right now as well, so that's another reason I have my stop at break even. So if I get taken out, then it's risk free. Do not like this bearish SMT in play, so I want to see NAS take out this buy side liquidity and break this bearish SMT, because it makes no sense now that we've filled the weekly FEG for us to continue dumping. Yeah, I like that. I do actually like this move. It's a low got swept, came back to equilibrium, filled a 15-minute FEG and discount. Definitely not a bad trade. It's a very good opportunity, to be honest. I'm gonna just leave this marked out so you can see how price came back to equilibrium and then reversed from it. Okay, looks like we're getting more fair value gaps higher on the 1 minute. It's exactly what I want to see. Bit a little gap up higher here as well. I was actually I was not in drawdown at all. I've basically sniped the perfect entry somehow. But it is what it is. It's a nice 1 to 2. And just like emphasis on what I would have done a few months ago is having my stop below that low right there. Yeah, it would have been a 1 to 4, but then the amount of stop outs that I've had is unreal. So my focus this month is to just focus on stop placement and placing PD arrays and lines of defense for my stop. Super clean trade. Actually, I'm really happy about this trade, to be honest. Sell side got swept, came back to equilibrium, filled a 50-minute FEG, filled that weekly FEG lower. Super clean model right here. So already like halfway to TP already. I just want to see us keep pushing. I'm not gonna take a partial right now. Just has bullish order flow still in play. It's a 1. If I took a partial, this would be more like, this wouldn't be 1 to 2 anymore. So it'd be bad risk to reward for me to take a partial here. I'd rather just go break even. But like all of this low resistance liquidity that's been engineered right here from all of this back and forth action, all of this is engineered buy side. The fact that buy side never got swept here, I think that this bearish SMT is just what trapped people into taking. That just held people into shorts to equilibrium. I think that's all of bearish SMT was. Don't think it had any other significance apart from that. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out now. I'm gonna zoom out to the hourly, see what's going on. So we filled an hourly FEG as well. So yeah, I really don't expect us to come back lower. I really want to just see us move up higher, nice and quick. Yesterday was not an easy day to trade at all. Like, when, you know, the only like really clean move was after this buy side got taken, and then you had the London and New York overlap short down here, but it didn't take this low right down there. Maybe it did on here. Did it do that? So no, yeah, it just came short of taking that low right there made by Sydney. So most people wouldn't have hit their full TP on that short as well. And then following up, just terrible price action, and then we just sell off. But really good stop placement from me. Like, bad price action. I have my stop above this swing high. I know you guys probably saw in the stream I was, you know, exiting out, exiting back in. I was going through the motions. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't. That was a difficult trade for me to hold. Because what I like is I want to see fast, efficient price action. I really don't like holding. It takes a lot of mental capital to just hold through that back and forth. I suppose it just got to me in the end. I exited out, so not ever doing that again. I'll just close the charts. I either, you know, I wake up with minus £13, or I wake up with, what was it, plus 70 or something like that. But I should have just waited for 7 PM red folder to hit, to be honest, because it immediately just flooded lower. That's all it did. There was no back and forth, just straight falling knife. just want to see like what the weekly profile would be. Need to be on the daily for. Okay, this looks like a midweek reversal profile. So Monday to Tuesday, manipulation at the highs. I can just see it even on here, that high. There's probably some bearish SMT as well going on. There's probably manipulation at the highs. We had Wednesday distribute towards the weekly for FEG, and then we want to see Thursday and Friday continuation reversal off of that weekly FEG. So that's the weekly profile. Midweek reversal profile. What I'm gonna end up doing is I'm actually just gonna close. So I'm in 1.2. I'm gonna end up closing 1.1 at TP, and I'm just gonna let the rest run at break even. So gonna leave a runner. I'm gonna just take that off and enter in a limit sell stop. Actually, there's no need for me to even do that. I'll just do it straight off my account here. Click edit. It'd be partially closed in 1.2. So I'll close 1.1. So I've just got that ready on my phone, just for when that takes out that high right there. But yeah, the distribution looks really nice so far. I'll do the same on my prop account. I definitely need to take just most off at that high. I'll take 3 off, limit sell 3 at that high. Rest will run at break even. See when the next possible target is going to be. Okay, so I'm up 40 so far. Gonna close 1.1 in just a minute. It's nearly at TP. Nearly there. This candle is big. It's really distributing. Really like it so far. Just want to keep seeing that. Come and take this buy side. You want to come and take this buy side.
Actually, if I'm going to use for that 30 quid.
Okay. I feel like these charts are a little bit delayed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this chart, actually. I'll have this open on here. I'm going to go on. So I have on the personal account right here, and then I'm on my prop account on here, so just bear that in mind. I have a laptop there if you didn't know. Something just came into the market and did something, whatever is, was this a 1:30 news hitting or something? Wow, I can't believe I just took that off on my personal account. Wow, and that would have just hit and I wouldn't have got stopped to break even, and I took that off. Okay, that's fine. So I just lost out on my personal account. Still in on the trade on my prop account. That was very, very scary wick, in all fairness. Okay, up 300 on the prop account, back at initial starting balance. I can't believe I just did that. Amelia, this, do you see this wick right here? It came down really close to stopping me out for break even, so I exited out on my real account. It wouldn't stop me out. I would have just made 50 quid.
Whatever you're doing on your prop.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, my behaviour, honestly. I need to sort it out.
But look, how many times you've lost out because of, twice.
Just not leaving it be.
And it just
Yeah.
scared of it, just taking you out. And,
Fucking hell, why can't I just leave the trade be? What is wrong with me?
You have to forget about it.
That's crazy.
You don't forget about it.
So I only made a tenner on that or something like that. What did I just close? I just closed £8. I was up like 40 at one point. I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. That wick just came from absolutely nowhere. Obviously that buy side's been taken now you're getting a distribution lower, so it could just be more wicks. So yeah, I'm leaving it on the prop account, leaving that alone. Just going back up, that's what I mean. So I just need to have that same level of fearlessness that I do on my prop account with my personal account. Because personal account yesterday, closed the trade out of fear. What did I do just then, right in front of your eyes? Closed the trade out of fear. So it hits different when you're doing it with your own money. So gonna have to learn my lesson at some point. I did have my stop at break even as well, so I have no idea why I did that. Same as yesterday. Fucking hell. What's wrong with me? I've got problems. I know. It's all psychology. It's psychological. Psychological difficulties that I have to get over. Letting that one contract run on my prop account. Price action looks like it's going to keep distributing towards the upside. Some scary wicks for no reason after this buy side's just been taken. I want to see some displacement through this buy side. ES is pumping like absolute mad. That's absolutely fine. You do that. But that would have been a nice winning trade right there. Clean off of equilibrium, took sell side, tapped a 15-minute FEG. I just need to control my emotions when I'm in the trade, and it's like my first month of trading with my real money. But I started on the 18th of November. So it's been like a month. So still getting there. But I really like how I hopped onto the charts and spotted, the equilibrium sell side 15-minute FEG trade. Super clean. Well, that wasn't clean right there. That's what made me exit out. But with my stop being at break even, there was no reason for me to have done that. When a candle comes down like that, and it's so like it's one big red candle like that, and it looks like it's just about to just take you out for break even. You're up a tenner or something, you want to just take that off of the table. It's very tempting, but then the candle just fully reversed back on itself and closed with this crazy rejection wick after taking this buy side. Nuts. Again, market likes to cause you the most pain and suffering. I have to remember that. I say it so much, but it's like I don't listen to my own words. It's definitely unfortunate. Okay, stopped at break even on that runner on my prop account. That was a nice little 1 to 2 right there. Okay, see what else goes. See what else goes on. Would have just made 50 right there, but I failed myself. There's nothing else to say. Failed myself. But you see how the objective was still higher because we didn't take that buy side. What do? We come up, take that buy side. Now we're capitulating to the downside again for some reason. I was expecting us to, you know, trade through that, but still, that buy side was the you know, minimum objective for price. So that bearish S&T no longer exists. Didn't think it was going to exist. I wonder what price is doing now. Where's it off to? I think it's off to like go and actually take all of this low resistance sell side down here or something like that. There's nothing really to do now apart from sit here and wait. I like how I waited for that 1 minute FEG as well to get closed above, and then for the displacement through that high retrace of the FEG. It was actually like super clean trade. There was no reason for me to get out of that. I need to you know, control myself. But the main reason I do these streams anyway is for me to go over and see my mistakes. Like 1 year from now, these will all still be on the internet. I can go back and look, see what my mistakes are. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm assuming that this is on its way to go and take all of this low resistance liquidity now that this internal buy side's been taken, and go back into that FEG or something. To be honest, it's the same hourly candle inside of this. Okay, there's this hourly FEG. This is below all of these lows right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacked lows, and then below those stacked lows is this hourly FEG. If you just use models constantly, like this is a model in itself, one of ICT's models. All of these lows get swept, tap an FEG inside of this weekly FEG. Let's see if that actually happens though. But yeah, you see all of this accumulation right here. You see us come down, take all of that, maybe come into this, but that would still make price action pretty choppy. I would actually prefer for us to just stay within this right here and reject off of it and continue going higher. So I don't know, I think it's probably a scare, that move right there. Okay, so yeah, it does look like that was just a shakeout. It's just a scare, like I thought. If we wait for this 15-minute candle to close, that would be huge. Crazy rejection wick. Still plenty of opportunity to get long. There's plenty of room to the upside. We've got these highs right here. This would be the next draw on liquidity. See on ES. So ES has this draw right up here. But I think I'm quite bullish, to be honest. The structure is bullish, everything is bullish. Okay, I thought we were gonna like close like outside of that FEG, but close within it to the tick. We need to see a close above this in order for to get long. As long as price action is clean today, I wait for A+ setups. Price action is clean. We've taken sell side. This actually no, we haven't. Took this in. That's like internal sell side. It almost looks like we want. Maybe we are going to fill that hourly fair value gap that I marked out. It's possible. Then all of that's low resistance liquidity to get ran. Can look from longs to this area. And then get long from this hourly FEG with like a stop below there, targeting this buy side that I just marked out. That would be a pretty neat trade. Just need the model to execute on it. So this is actually what I'm looking at. All of this to become low resistance, this to become manipulation. So I want to see this be accumulation. Actually no. This does sort of look like a market maker sell model, but it doesn't make sense. We can't apply it in this type of context. But in a way that is correct, like that would be accumulation, this would be manipulation up to this internal buy side, and then you could, it's not really, we could sort of call it distribution towards this hourly for FEG, and then it just gets played again. This becomes the accumulation, then this move lower to fill the 1 hour FEG becomes the manipulation, and then more distribution will follow. Okay, back and forth action going on right here. Hourly FEG was never reached. Low resistance liquidity has not been tapped into. So at this point I think I'm kind of expecting just back and forth action for a while. Trapped order flow. So I think I'm expecting trapped order flow now. I'm gonna do some back and forth action. 1 minute bullish SMT has just been put in. So we could see us break above these highs right now. Keyword could. Have an indication right here.
I'll get you a drink for me.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go down and smoke, but I'll save half for you.
Alright. Let's see if this 1 minute bullish SMT holds. Is there like any 5 minute or anything? Yeah, there's 5 minute bullish SMT as well. It's all in a place I expect to reject from as well. It's just starting to look nicer. So bigger time frame, 5 minute SMT between these two lows. Bullish price action. We've just taken, well, I suppose we've taken this liquidity right here. We just need displacement. We need some more displacement through this FEG. Yeah.
Can't take your call right now. Just...
I don't think the bigger time frame SMT is going to break. I think this internal SMT is probably going to hold. Could definitely see NAS distribute towards this hourly FEG. I want to see where ES might be heading. I don't expect ES to reach down into this down here. I'd rather it didn't, because then that would break the bullish SMT. So I do want that 5-minute SMT to stay in place. I want ES to keep either consolidating or just like pushing higher, grinding higher until NQ reaches the hourly FEG and reverses as well. They'll both move in sync, and that's when the true move will happen. When both indices are in sync, that is when the true move will happen. So yeah, ES, don't take out this low, please. But yeah, I'm not trying to predict price. I'm letting price arrange itself in a way, or I'm predicting that price will arrange itself in certain ways which will allow me to take a setup. But yeah, being able to position yourself on both sides of the market is definitely very good. But doesn't look like this wants to hold this 5-minute bullish SMT. No more bullish SMT. So I assume that NAS is going to reach into that hourly FEG, and if ES has broken that low as well, it's most likely going to do the same thing. It's quite far. Quite far for ES, which is why I'd rather it didn't do that. Rather ES just left that as a breakaway gap and utilised this right here as an order block. So yeah, okay, I'd rather ES reversed from this order block. I used to draw blocks like that all the time, but I prefer the lines. Price action is like ping pong, I'm not gonna lie. Use internal buy side, ping pong us to us hourly FEG, we use the hourly FEG, ping pong us back up to this buy side. It's fucking, it's not table tennis, but it is, but it's not. Came back into that weekly FEG. Haven't tapped the hourly one. I still expect us to though. expect this bearish order block right here to hold price down to that hourly FEG. If we are to continue going lower, this is where it should continue to go lower. In this case, it looks like it'd be clean. I don't like using the blocks for the order blocks because it's like a way bigger range. It's less accurate. That doesn't look too bad. Low resistance. All of these stacked lows. Price. Yes, distributing lower. Should start distributing lower to this FEG now. Looks like we're gonna get there. But yeah, there's no way that we're going below this weekly FEG. It's just not happening. So. Such a very great spot to look for longs within here. Come on, tap it. I want it to be accurate, because if it even taps it by one tick, then that counts. Left it open. in that case, it's probably still going to consolidate. What price does it will consolidate until the PD array point of interest has been reached. Then you will see fast and efficient price action. Most of the time. We've come quite far down now. I wonder, where's the new week opening gap? I must have taken it off my chart. That's most definitely relevant. Let's go. We are way below the new week opening gap. So that hourly FEG has been reached. ES is inside of that bullish order block currently. So yes, like I said, the hourly fair value gap was quite far away for ES, so it made sense for it to not go there. It could still go there now, but now that NAS has already reached its point of interest, if that is its point of interest, then ES should stop at this bullish order block. And then they should both start moving in sync again, and we should see them move higher. It's a lot of low resistance liquidity that was built up right above here on our way down. So it's nice that we didn't have a very sharp move down. We were actually grinding lower, which is what I wanted to see. So there was like no displacement through nothing here. So we grinded lower into the hourly FEG. Which is good. So now, what I want to see is this high. You know what? No. I want to see this high, which is the 5-minute high. That's the most important high right now. thing is, when I say we're going to get fast and efficient price action, so a lot of the time it's so fast and efficient I don't get an entry. Okay, so this high right here filled the bearish order block. That was the high that was created. This is the high I want to see get broken above. It's also the nearest buy side. We filled consequent encroachment of that hourly FEG as well. So we didn't want to go below 50% of this hourly FEG, which means that price is quite bullish. So yeah, if we can just get some displacement through this hourly some type of, like maybe like a 5-minute FEG overlap with maybe this breaker right here, that would be good. This will become, or this will become a breaker when we trade through these highs, because we've created a high, could have created a low, well, high, low, okay, it's a 5-minute, hold on. Good time. Yeah, but look anyway, we created a high, created a low, created a high, created a low, low. I said that wrong. Low, high, lower, low, high, high. This becomes the breaker. This candle. I think this, I'm not good with my words, but I know what I mean. I'll just mark it out like this. So that will become the bullish breaker. Low, high, lower, low. Then this candle is going to make a high, high. So yeah, displace through here with an FEG, pull back to bullish breaker with an hourly, not an hourly, with a bullish FEG and stop below the low here. That filled consequent encroachment of that hourly FEG. Okay, so yeah, order flow has changed to being bullish now. We've got bullish fair value gaps after the point of interest has been reached. Came back into that weekly FEG, filled the hourly FEG. Took out all of this low resistance sell side down here that I said was going to get taken out. This is just LR down here. Do I have that? I don't have LR. Sell side. Sell side has been taken. Okay, we're getting very fast and efficient price action now. This is the internal buy side. I need to get traded through. Internal buy side's been taken, been traded through. We're getting FEGs. So what I'm wanting to see is happening. Okay, internal buy side's been swept. Haven't displaced through that yet. Okay, cool. We're getting really fast and efficient price action right now. Looks like we're getting that move higher. It's a bit too fast, a bit too efficient. Like I said, it's just getting that entry now. That's going to be the difficult part right here. So okay, cool. So if this, I want this 1 minute candle to close, and I'll enter off of this FEG when we come back into it. See if there's a big 5 minute. Right now it's already been. No. That 5 minute candle is huge. It looks like we're going to start distributing to the upside very quickly. Finding an entry might be difficult even. I'm quite happy to enter there.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Let's look. Let's see if we can find any SMT or anything like that now. So yeah, ES reached down into that bullish order block, and then we've rejected it heavily. Not yet. Okay, thank you. No bullish SMT as of yet. That's okay though. This looks to appear to be a pretty clean market maker buy model.
Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, why is there no stop loss?
Order filled.
Okay, I exited out of the trade. Distribution lower. dumped back inside of this bullish breaker. Just need this bearish FEG here to break. ES came back to the order block, NQ came back to that hourly FEG. Okay, there is a bullish SMT right now present. Not anymore. Needs to invert this city now. All feels just very bearish though. But without low resistances gone.
ES has reached that hourly FEG now. That was quite far away, but it has reached it now. I think this bullish SVG has a good chance of holding. Haven't seen one up until now. In this move lower, I mean. closed above the high that respected this FVG. I'm happy with that.
Order filled. Order filled. ES has closed above that 1 minute CB, which is good. Good. Created this bullish SVG after closing above this internal high, so this wasn't just taking this internal high, wicking it, grinding up to it, we traded through it with a bullish fair value gap. That's why I've gone long here. Inside of this weekly FVG, and I was assuming that these are just wicks on the 1 hour, so the 1 hour has come up and is now still within that 1 hour FVG. I'm expecting this to be the reversal. If this ends up not working out in my favour, then I'll be gone for the day. Because this is inside of the weekly FVG, inside of the hourly FVG. Traded through this high. We need to just get out of this SIBI right here. This 1 minute SIBI. Yes, filling that FVG. Gonna go on my phone for a bit, look back on it in a minute. I'm gonna try not to micromanage it so much. Because it might just hover around in that bullish FEG for a while. That's fine.
You are a cheetah. Stalking in the high.
Yeah, we'll just watch some ICT, you know? That's what we'll do.
same people doing the same shit. Harmonic, retail, Elliott Wave shit. You're the chief. You're sitting out there in the long grass. You're just waiting. You're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And you see that one gazelle just takes a step too far out and puts his stop loss right there. Easy for the taking. The herd is going to move away. But that one animal that doesn't know what it's doing, it doesn't shift when it should. So now there's a fair value gap. And 72 miles an hour in seconds, your ass is there pouncing on it. That's what I'm envisioning in price. Do I know that person that's losing money? No. Do I know the person that has all their hopes and expectations of making money on that trade? Do I know them? Am I going to see them? No. Am I worried about them? No. Do I feel bad that they lost money? No. I have to eat. You have to eat. Everybody signs the same risk disclosures when you come into this market. Everybody understands that you can lose and lose more than you have. I have no qualms about it, period. It's the way it is. It's a jungle out here. You either are prey or you're a predator. I don't walk around or teach my students to be a lamb. This is the way it is, folks. You have to have teeth and you have to have claws. And you need to know when to use them and how to use them. You want to come in here and play the nice guy role and everybody, you know, is going to love you and you never say anything wrong or never off color or whatever. Bottom line is, that's not what this is. This is fucking war. We're talking about money. Real money. Lots of it. And major entities out there that do not want you to be doing this successfully. They're going to roll on that. And I'm teaching you how to beat the fuck out of that. Okay? Consistently. Just be able to just constantly walk in there every single week. You go to work. Do you have to learn your job every new week that you go there? Do you have to relearn your job? No. You know what you're doing. You're fucking bored. You can't stand being there. It's the same thing for trading. You need to get your trading to be just like that. And for the folks that are struggling, you can see the draw. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say for a moment that you can determine the next draw on liquidity. You can do that all by yourself without me. Wonderful. I'm proud of you. That's the number one thing. Is if you can do that, you will always find setups. But if you can do that, and you can see how trades form, but you can't execute on them, how do you fix that? Well, you don't have a model. You just have a familiarity that, okay, the market should be turning here. Well, what do you do? Well, what is it telling you? Is there an order block? Is there a fair value gap? Is there a breaker? Is it institutional order flow entry drill there? Is it, good grief, is it optimal trade entry? You know, any number of things. Is it an Artemis pattern? My nod to my charter members. Oh shit, here comes a whole new wave of videos by everybody on YouTube. The ICT Artemis trade. He never loses. That's bullshit. The guys that are out there saying you never lose doing silver bullet trades, you shouldn't do that. That's false advertising. Okay, you're going to have a losing trade. No, I never said you're never going to have a losing trade. But you're going to find consistency using silver bullet because it's time-based. And it's always going to form. Every single day it's there. The problem is you want it to form on your favorite time frame. You want it to fit your already established expectation or preconceived notions about what price should do. And you're not following the rules. So yes, you're doing shit wrong. And you're not getting the results, and that's expected, right? If I give you a recipe and say this is the ingredients, this is the order you do it, and this is what you should expect as a result, and you substitute something, okay? You leave a key ingredient out and replace it with what you think is better suited for that. You're not going to get the same result. And don't complain that you didn't get the result that was promoted by me that you should be getting if you're doing something outside the scope of the instructions and parameters I've given. If you come to me as an educator, as a mentor, you're trusting me enough to give me your attention initially, so why don't you fucking follow the rules that I've placed in front of you? You're failing. You are failing. Not me. You are. So you have to change that shit. And it's always going to be you. When I mess up and when I fail, nobody's fault but mine. That's accountability. You have to be accountable to yourself. And some people just don't want to be accountable. They want to have the luxury of being able to blame somebody else because they fucked up. They didn't do something right. And in this industry, guess what, Jack? You don't get that luxury. It's always you. Because I don't run a fucking signal service. If you make money, congratulations. You did it right. Well done. I am proud of you. If you lose money, eat that shit because you did it on your own. What do you mean, eat that shit? Learn from it. It's hard medicine. It's a bitter pill. Swallow it. It's going to make you better. It will make you better. It's going to make you the trader you want to be. You think that it's always going to be the sugar highs that make you the best trader that you're ever going to be. Give me the stuff that works, ICT. Fuck all the bullshit. You're going to learn from all the cuts, the abrasions, the bruises, the losses. That's what I learned from. And you're going to learn from it too. But you have to allow that to happen. You can't tiptoe around thinking, I'm going to avoid losing trades. You're not. Because the more you try to do that, it's going to land right in your lap. But every single time I blew out an account, it was on the heels of a good run. And I wanted to feel good again because it was wearing off too fast. The same fucking hour, walking around like, oh man, shit. I made more money than I make a whole month. A whole month of work in this bullshit job. I made more money than that in this one fucking trade. Man, like if I just did that once a month, I don't even have a job. Yeah, that's great. It's wearing off. I gotta do it again. And you think that you can just go in the market and find something like that again, forgetting the fact that it just took you 2.5, 3 weeks for that price run to continue, to complete and go to its target. You get tore up by the chemical imbalances in your brain when you win, and you don't even know what that feels like yet because you haven't done it yet. You haven't won. You haven't found consistency. And when that achievement is reached, you have a whole new level of learning to go through. It's something, folks. It's a learning process to grow accustomed to being profitable. It sounds like it's something. There's no way everybody should have no problem adjusting it. No, it's weird. I don't know how to articulate it where it would make sense. I've wrestled with this topic for a long time to be able to teach it to students, and that's why I say you'll know. When you go through it, you'll know exactly what I mean, because there's no way for me to articulate it in words to make you understand that it is extremely stressful making money in the beginning. When you find consistency and you find profitability, it's stressful because, first of all, you want to do more of it when you do it. And you're going to have to wrestle with that. Am I overtrading? Am I pushing too much? Am I trying to push the edge too far? Am I overstaying my welcome? You're going to have a whole new learning experience that you haven't ever even considered yet because you're not even profitable. I promise you, if you ask anybody, do it. Ask anybody that's found profitability that this isn't true. It's a weird state of mind because it's like it's too good to be true. That's why it's like a dreamlike state. It's really one of the topics and the title of one of my books, the chapter, a dreamlike state, where I do my best, and I already know because what I have in outline isn't going to be satisfying. But it's enough to introduce you to the idea, which is what I'm doing here. When you find consistency and profitability, it's going to feel like at any time it's going to stop working. And some of you already have that mindset that come to me all the time. Aren't you afraid that you're teaching this and the market's going to adjust to that? What the fuck you mean it's going to adjust to it? This is the market. This is the market. This is exactly what the market does. So the market's not going to try to do something it doesn't do. This is what it does. I mean, you're who you are. You're who you are, and that's just the way it is. You can't be a dog. You might try to say you identify as a fucking dog, but you're a fucking human being. You are a person. This is how you are. You can't be something that you aren't. The market isn't going to stop being this way. That's why I tell you all the time. Unequivocally, there's no way. There's no fucking way that this is going to ever change. It's never going to change. Never. It's never going to change. You're doing it wrong. That's going to happen. You losing money doing something incorrectly, that's going to happen. But if you know how to trade and you learn how to control yourself, a losing trade or 2 or 3, okay, stop, recalibrate, let me get my bearings again, and then go back to doing what you're supposed to be doing. But you have to learn how to pause. Pause when you're losing money, and pause when you made money. It's not like you want to go out there and get a hit and get high on success. The people that succeed, that are long-term consistently profitable, they know when to sit still. And that's a very hard thing to teach. It's hard. It's hard to teach that. So I just come up with general rules that when you have a really good, nice run, stop. Be content. Live there for a little while, a whole week. But there's so many other trades. Yes, there is. The market's always moving. But you're insisting upon doing something because the availability is there versus building a foundation of mental capital. That's the point. You can have whatever you want to have in your funded accounts or your real accounts, but you really aren't trading with that. You're trading with what you're willing to lose in your head. That's real. That's the threshold that you don't want to ever cross. What does that mean? Say you have a $10,000 account. You have $10,000 in your trading account, and you think 2% you can take that. Well, if you're new, 2% is too high. Way too high. But let's assume that that's what it is. In reality, you're uncomfortable if it gets to 1%. So you might initially put your stop loss there at what would be considered 2%. But as soon as it starts approaching that 1% threshold and drawdown while you're in the trade, that's what causes you to collapse the trade. So what's your mental capital? 1%. That's your real capital. Have you considered that when you're doing your trades? Most of you probably haven't. That's a secret that unlocks performance that you've never even dreamed of. Because when you excel in knowing where your threshold is, and you say, okay, I'm content with that. That's why I always said, be content with enough. What is enough? It's going to be uniquely different for all of you. $15,000 winning trade may not be significant for some of you. For other people, that's a whole year. And I'm done. I ain't got to do shit now. So it's a matter of personal preference and where you are, what your expectations, what your skill set provides for. But your mental capital, the way you build that up, is when you have the victory like this, and it's done well, and you may have never taken a trade on this. But remember, in your journaling, you're going to be recording it like you saw it coming and you did. You're tricking your brain with pseudo experience. So you're always constantly laying down foundation psychologically, because this is where all this battle's won. It's not in the chart, it's in your head. Because you can talk yourself out of a winning trade easily, and you can talk yourself out of a short-term drawdown that will eventually pay out if you just stuck to the model and what you're trying to trade. But your mental capital needs to be increased. How do you increase your mental capital? Because you can't deposit mental money. It's experience. That experience factor is something that goes largely untouched in terms of teaching. Mark Douglas didn't talk about it enough. He didn't really get to the grasp of, you have to fortify yourself between trades. When you've done something correctly, sit still. Feel what it feels like to be content, not needing to go to that next trade. How do you know you're ready to go in and trade with live funds? How do you know when you're ready to do a funded account challenge? When you're not driven by the passion to get into a next new trade. If you're the person or persons that always tweet to me when I'm calling something out and it delivers, you're the first person in the online that says, what's next? What's going to do next? You're not ready, bro. You are fucking not ready. You're a fiend. You're literally cracked out. You're equivalent to have a crack pipe in your fucking mouth, and you're literally out of rocks, and you want to get the next one. You're fiending. You're not ready. You are absolutely not ready. The people that are like, yeah, I'm going to take this week off. What the market's going to do is, yeah, it's all right. That's someone that's got the right mindset. If they're already consistent in terms of what they can see and forecast and price action, and they can take themselves away from the market, even when they know there's something coming. That's maturity. That is a skill set that, if you can forge that before you press into real money, that factor of, well, discipline, it will serve you so well. But you all think it's just the stuff in the chart that's what you need. The new ICT gimmick, the new something setup or model, whatever. And it's not. I've given you shit. I've given you so many things already. But you are the missing final piece of the puzzle. And you don't want to believe me because it's painful. But I'm going to constantly remind you. Every time I talk in a Twitter space, I'm reminding you, sometimes gently, but in this one, it probably hurts a little bit. It probably feels off-putting. Don't hate the messenger, okay? I'm Dr. ICT, okay? I'm telling you, this is the medicine that you need. It doesn't taste good, but it helps you. It makes you better. And it's important for you to grow and understand how to do this correctly and not hurt yourself. Stalking. Don't hate the messenger, okay? I'm Dr. ICT, okay? I'm telling you, this is the medicine that you need. It doesn't taste good, but it helps you. It makes you better. And it's important for you to grow and understand how to do this correctly and not hurt yourself.
How many setups offered 5 points with something just like this at these key times of the day? And then do the math. If you could just do 1/2 of that, or just 1/4 of that with 1 mini. It's real easy to see how it's just a matter of time before that thing you call a job no longer is a hindrance to you, because it is a hindrance to you. Where you have your faith chained to their boss's generosity. They're so generous that they make you work those 40 hours, sometimes more, to get that paycheck. That Uncle Sam gets the tax before you touch it. And you come out and find out that everything's much more expensive today. When you have this skill set, folks, I want you to understand what I'm about to say, and I'm going to close this video. When you learn this skill set, it removes fear. It removes fear of missing out. It removes the fear and anxiety of failing. But it also removes the fear of inflation. Because this skill set will always outpace inflation. I don't care if gas is $20 a gallon. I'm going to drive my Corvettes. I have 8-cylinder Corvettes that I absolutely will not leave parked. I will drive them and I will enjoy them. I don't care. Gas can be whatever it wants to be. It's a write-off for me. Okay? I don't care how much food is going to cost. I hope I can continuously find it. But I'm not worried about what my utility bills are going to cost. I don't worry about what things are going to cost. That skill set that you're learning here, it aids in that. It helps in that. Notice I'm not promising you get rich. Notice I haven't said that. Because I don't want you coming to my channel thinking I'm promising you to get rich. But I am promising you a skill set that offers the opportunity to do
literally just leaving it just enough space to take the slow here, to take the slow here.
And it's only limited by your imagination.
I got a bad entry, not gonna lie. I should have entered on this FEG, had my stop kind of below here, allowed for room for these lows here to get
And
souped.
discourage you, distract you. Are you seeing results? Am I proving this stuff works? Do you feel scammed? Or do you feel energized and thankful that you're part of a community like we have here that's thriving, it's energetic, they're happy, they're uplifted, they encourage one another, and everyone here knows that they're not being taken for a ride. There's no upsell coming. Doesn't it feel good? It frees you up to just concentrate on learning. There's no angle. There's no sales pitch coming.
It's fine. I'm probably
Isn't that awesome?
about 7.
Isn't that cool? That's like the point is you're in a community that we're all trying to help one another, and all I'm trying to be is the captain of the team and just lead you in the right direction and hopefully avoid the pain and struggles that I went through. Real accounts, real money, real buttons are being pushed. You are going to find that there is a lot of opportunity
Okay.
that you're going to let slip by
Alright.
and not be upset about it. It's going to be one of the most fun experience that you're going to have as a developing and developed
I know, I will.
student of price action under me. Is you'll see so many setups you're like, I could do this trigger now, but I'm not going to.
Alright.
And then walk away from it after it comes to fruition, thinking, I could have done that. And I had the discipline to say no, because I'm not being influenced by fear or greed. And when you're at that level, and you're consistent, you have graduated. You are an independent thinker. You have mastered fear and greed. You have operated with a level of discipline that is unknown to the majority of traders on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever.
Yeah.
That day's coming. But you gotta go through this stuff here to get to it.
Because I need to go back 7 next year. I need to help make my part of the tree.
I've literally taught you everything except for money management, which we'll talk about next week. And then you have a complete understanding of what it is you're doing.
I think he's just at work.
Do the
So
same
he's
thing
out at
again.
the moment.
Some days you'll get it. Some days you won't.
Okay.
You get it wrong, you stop.
Okay.
You don't rush to get it.
Oh, I was wondering if you're going to be back for around 7.
Sometimes there is. Would you put that
Around
off
7?
kind of thing?
Yeah,
Back sometimes?
to drop Amelia back.
And that's a good feeling when it happens. It's like, oh, you don't need to worry about it. You know, losing trades is like getting a
I'm going out later, so I'll actually be leaving. I'll actually be leaving around that sort of time. So I don't have to be probably about 6:30 would be better.
It didn't keep you from
Okay.
getting where you're going.
It's gonna have to be 6:30 because I'm leaving early. I'm going to I have to go to somewhere tonight.
Okay.
Just make sure it's ready enough. Ready in time for that.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, bye-bye.
At 20 years old,
Is that
I was
alright?
thinking
Yeah, that's fine.
I wanted to be retired at 40. And to my family, that sounded ludicrous. It was unachievable. You couldn't get it. You couldn't attain that. So submit to the working grind like everyone else does. And that created a sense of anxiety in me to the degree where I was not going to relent until I got myself to a position where I wasn't going to have to work for money. Because I felt working for money was a stupid waste
Yeah.
of my time. It's a waste
Do
of
you
my
like
energy.
text tea and see?
And it was
Yeah,
a lot
I
better
have.
for me doing than to go to work for someone else. They're never going to
I probably won't be in this trade for much longer anyway. I'll probably get stopped out, not gonna lie.
You want them to. So
Um,
basically, to have a job or go out
I'll have to call them.
which is rather stupid. So, I know some people are going to scoff at that and say, well, everyone needs to work, they have to have a job, have to the ends meet, if you will. And I agree. But that's not a destination. Now, unfortunately, most people create that as their final destination because of procrastination, fear of failure, failure to observe the realities of having the resources, whether you accept the fact that you do or don't. Everyone has resources. There's absolutely zero excuses why within 10 years anyone can retire. Now, I'm not saying that you are going to retire a multi-millionaire. but you could certainly find a way to replace your current income. Now, if you could do that, think about it. Isn't that really the definition of being rich? Now, I'm not saying super wealthy in the elite status, but to be rich is you're not working for money anymore. So if you find a way to replace your current income, even if it never goes up, if you just made ends meet, that's rich. Now, some of you would disagree with that because your definition of rich or wealthy or affluent is going to vary from mine. But I'm telling you from the storyline, this is how I came up from this. I came from a very, very modest upbringing, very modest start. So it was a 20-year plan for me. Now, for most of you, you won't subscribe to that. 20 years is too long. Sorry, let me go to the next video. Let me go to another YouTube mentor. Let me see who's selling the system. Okay, give me a process. Give me in 1, 2, 3. Give me the profits and watch, rinse, repeat. I never really subscribed to that very long, but initially because everyone's baptized in the same way with trading as indicators and buy and sell and this, that, and the other. But I found quickly that that wasn't the way to do it. And because I'm a very analytical person, I have a very technical approach to things. I'm methodical in a lot of ways, and I've always been that way. So if someone speaks to me, I'm always analyzing what's their alternative motive. What's their ulterior motive? And maybe there isn't one, but I'm always thinking that. I'm always trying to decipher, get to the root cause of the problem, because that's where the solution resides. In the American society, we're trained to accept the problem and just grind through it. I don't subscribe to that view. I subscribe to the fact that there is an alternative solution to our present condition that is working too much for too little. So I had to submit to a long-term process because I had readily admitted that my aptitude for it was probably going to be insufficient. So therefore, I allowed myself up to the age of 40 years old before I would really consider myself proficient, success, whatever. Okay, so I was already building in a far and wide definition of success, and I gave it a long-term deadline. Now, if you're living with your folks, or if you're living with family members, or if you're living with a person that you don't really want to be with, but because of necessity you have to be there, that is many times a very toxic environment. And when I began trading, I kept it quiet. I didn't tell anyone what I was doing. And the only thing I've done for the first 6 months of this year was what I promised I was going to do. I was going to teach you exactly how to go into finance sales and be consistent and work. And you can make real money, not just $10. You can make real money doing it. Not all of you are going to make money every single day. You're going to lose. And that's why losing doesn't really change anything. But if your mindset is not accurate, but right, losing can derail you. And that's why I talk to you like this. That's why I give you these motivational speaks sessions and kind of like an attaboy, attagirl, that type of thing that, prod you along. Because it's easy to be influenced by short-term adversities because your friends and your family and your work, where you take your life out for a small amount of money, you spend more time there than you spend with me. So that negative cloud that's always over top of you, the people that are around you, that you hopefully look at them as a support structure, your friends and family, none of them are going to tell you what you want them to say. They're not going to say, you know what, Brian? You fucking deserve this. You deserve this. You've worked your ass off. You've done everything right. If there's anybody out there that deserves this, you do. And God damn it, take it. Nobody's gonna do that for you. Your spouse ain't gonna do it. So let me remind you for the last time, stop looking to be validated outside of yourself, because they're never gonna do it. You need to be your own cheerleader. You are the person that drags your ass out of bed and says it's time to go to work. Period. You do that. Well, guess what? You got to use that same modesty to get your ass out of whatever you're doing when you're not at work. And you have to study. You have to study. You got to pour into this everything. Do it for a year. It's 1 year, folks. 1 year. Why do you? Because you're going to see all the seasonal influences that take place over the full calendar year. That's experience. That's a perspective that you cannot appreciate until you see it. Then you have that going into next year. And if you journal, you compare and contrast. When you start a new month, okay, what did I experience last September? What did I experience last October? And what was it like the last 3 weeks of December? And what was it like in January?
Order filled.
You're going to have something as a baseline, and you do that every single year. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. Once you have consistency, let me tell you something that's never going to happen. You're never going to want to talk about what you're doing to your friends and family anymore. You're not going to want to do that, because you're going to know right away. These people work. And there's nothing wrong with working, folks. But working folks don't like to see other people get out of that livestock pen. They don't want to be championing somebody else, because that would be like taking energy and directing it towards someone else to do well, instead of directing it to themselves and for them to do well. So why are you surprised? They're indoctrinated. You're not going to wake them up. You're not going to stir them up by you telling them that you're going to work off and you're going to learn how to do this and you're going to speculate way more income, way more potential than any other job that you would ever fall into or get degrees with. It ain't never going to be compared. It isn't going to be in the same vicinity, the neighborhood, the zip code. You're not going to get anywhere close to the fucking money that you can make doing this. If that bothers you because I use this language, I don't give a shit. Because I'm tired of people tiptoeing and dancing around, boo-hooing, that they don't have this figured out yet. What's stopping you? You have it now. It's done. It's on those videos. Study it. You got to work for it. It doesn't mean I watch the videos, therefore I should know. No. You watch the videos and I tell you what you should be looking for. Then you have to do the work. You have to do that. If you fail, I did not fail you. You failed you. Own it, man. Own it. What I've been doing my entire life. And they're like, how's that possible? Well, first of all, you gotta understand that school is the indoctrination centers that make you stupid. All of us start out stupid. There isn't anybody that comes into this world and grows up as a child and is not falling out of the dumb tree and hitting every stupid branch. All of us are scarred with it. But the smart individuals, the ones that are thinking outside the box, they get a taste of that bullshit and they think, yeah, this is better. It has to exist. Because I can't keep doing this. I got a wife, I have a husband, I have children, I have, my weekend warrior friends that I hang out with. But is this it? This is it? This is the American dream? I'm tied to a 30-year mortgage. I'm paying out my ass. And then the government tells me I better pour rent and property taxes each year, or they take the thing that I own away. And I gotta go back to that same place that I can't stand to work around the same people because they're in the same situation I'm in. They're miserable. You're forced to be among other livestock. And you're wondering why the place stinks like shit. You gotta change your setting. You gotta do that. Your employer is gonna be, you know what? You've been doing such an exceptional job. You deserve a new lifestyle. Let me make that happen for you. Don't report to work anymore. Stay home. I'm gonna send you checks for nothing. Because you deserved it. You did very, very well. You were outperforming your quota for the last 6 months. And instead of employee of the year,
I know you guys were probably looking at me when I was moving my stop loss just ever so slightly below these lows down here. and yeah, that was providing a worse risk to reward. But I've seen this happen a million different times. It was turtle soup. Like, we already like there was indications there. There was bullish indications there, which then made the likelihood of, you know, of this low just getting swept higher, which is why I moved my stop. So I'm back up in profit now, which is good. Yes, looks like it's exploding. I'm going to the toilet. Okay, it looks like we're on the right side of the curve now at last. So we've had a 5-minute market structure shift now. That's huge. Giant 5-minute imbalance is going to get created, most likely. So yeah, this looks really nice now. Yeah.
Try and call, what's his face again? Not Tiggy, what about the other?
Yeah, I will do. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm gonna let you guys know what went on with this trade the next stream. But obviously the last stream, yeah, nearly caught a lot of that short. I was planning to leave a runner as well, so I was nearly part of that, which would have been nice. But impatience got the better of me. Impatience got the better of me again there, up in this trade. That would have ended up being a win. Hit TP on my prop account, which is good. That trade there, yeah, moving my stop was not the greatest thing, for sure. I think I was over risked as well. So it was not good trading on my part, I suppose. Right down there. Yeah. There's not really much else to say. This looks like it should just keep going higher now. We've had a displacement now, so this looks perfectly good to me. I'm just letting you know how it goes next time. There's not really much else to go over, but yeah, both pairs came back to that hourly FEG. That was clearly the point of interest. So directionally, pinpointing that 1 hour FEG was pretty nice. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.